Welcome back to another episode of Weird Fruit Wednesday. Today we have golden berries, also known as Cape gooseberries. I have had this fruit before. It's not one of my favorites, but it's not one of my least favorites, so let's get into it. All right, before we get into the video, I have to introduce you to the newest member of our family. Yes, we did just get Teeny not that long ago, but we also got Franklin just recently, who is her biological brother. They're from the same litter. No one was adopting him, and how can you not just love this little face? So now he's with us and Teeny, and he's gonna have the best life ever, and we love him so much. He's such a sweet boy. He's so calm, which is the polar opposite. Hi, little man. The polar opposite of Teeny. You're just the sweetest. So this is Franklin, Frank the Tank. He is a lot bigger than Teeny. So he's definitely the stud, I think, of the litter, and she might have been the runt, but that's okay. We love her just as much. And yeah, so he is our second little mini dachshund, and we are just so obsessed with him. He's the sweetest little boy. So, all right, back to the fruit. All right, so golden berries are just this little orange, yellowish orange little berry. They are wrapped up in a little film. The book I have shows it surrounds it. They grow very similar to a tomato. They're in the same family as tomatillos, so they grow very similar to that. They honestly kind of look like a miniature tomatillo, but they're orange instead of green. So goldenberry is a perennial in a lot of the places it's native to, but it can be an annual, which when in the past I've grown it, it grew during the summer and then died, similar to many other summer crops. So goldenberry actually is a very unique fruit when you buy it at the grocery store because it is always sticky. I don't know why. I even rinsed these like a lot. There's still water coming out of it, but they are so sticky and I don't really know what that is. It must be some kind of sugar that comes out of them, but they're very sticky, so I recommend washing them as much as possible. And I will cut this one in half so you can see what the inside looks like. That is the weirdest way I've ever held a knife. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a close-up of that. I'll try to insert a picture. It reminds me a lot of a cherry tomato. The flavor of golden berries is very interesting. I actually really enjoy them dried, but not as much fresh. Dried, they are extremely sour, which I like. It's kind of like a sour candy. Fresh, So golden berries actually contain a lot of B vitamins, very rich in vitamin C and vitamin A. So they're very nutritious. A lot of people like them. A lot of people I've met that have tried them have liked them a lot. So I think it's just a person-to-person thing. I'm gonna be honest, aside from grapes, any round like little fruit like this or like tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, I hate eating them when they like pop in your mouth. It's disgusting to me. So I think that's a reason I'm not a huge fan of these. But golden berries are native to South America, and then obviously as time has gone on, they've started to expand and grow all over the place. I actually am curious where these came from. These came from Colombia. So again, that's where they thrive, but you can grow them. I was living in South Carolina at the time that I grew them, so you can grow them all over the place. All right, I haven't had a fresh goldenberry in a couple years, to be honest, so I kind of forget what the flavor's like. I remember the flavor of the dried ones because I prefer those to these, but let's give it a taste. Okay. Some people will love these. Like, I just know it's sweet. It's got a flavor that I'm sure many people will love. Me personally, I don't know what it is about it, but I'm just not a big fan of these. They pop in your mouth like a cherry tomato. So it's like a weird, the texture, everything reminds you of a cherry tomato. So you feel like you're eating a cherry tomato and then the flavor is different. You're like, what is going on? So it does have a little bit of like a tomato flavor, but it's not tomato, you know? It's got a little bit of that flavor, but it's definitely not super strong. It is a little sour and it's a little citrusy too. So a little bit of that. I'm gonna take another bite. Oh, no. Okay, I'm done. I forgot how much I don't like these. They're not, they're no noni. You can watch that video and you'll see me truly despise a fruit, but these are definitely low on the list of fruits. Maybe one day I'll rank all the fruits, but today's not that day. They do have like a slight, I fear I'm gonna need to take another bite to get this flavor right. Sour, citrus, throw up. There's a little hint of it, okay? And it might just be me. I'm gonna take like a little bite. Yeah, like bile taste. There's a slight bit of that in there. But that might just be me. I've met plenty of people who are like, those are amazing. So depends on the person. I think sometimes some flavors, some textures, my taste buds just are like, no. For me, not a fan. The texture is like a cherry tomato, a lot mushier, and kind of like when you bite into a bad apple, what's that? Like kind of grainy, kind of mushy. Not a great texture in my opinion. The skin is a little thick and then like a mushy center. So to me, that's just like not desirable. It's honestly a little bit like a cherry, but like when you get a bad cherry. That is how I would describe it. It has a very like acidic taste, almost like when you eat something that's astringent. That's what it's kind of like, a little bit of that. And I'm really not doing any hyping up of this fruit, but again, I've met many people who love this fruit, so totally different based on what you like. For me, it's just not one of my favorites. I've tried to get into it. I've tried to like it. I do enjoy it dried, fresh. All right, so that is goldenberry. If you've ever had goldenberries before, let me know what you think about it below. And if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for all the Weird Fruit Wednesdays to come, and I will see you guys next time.